तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ब्रह्मा ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितं श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यं प्रणौमि जगतां गुरुम्। यः परमात्मा जगत् सृष्ट्वा प्रविभेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपी मनोहरम्। यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि। गुरुणां चरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतो द्वैत चिंता कौस्तुभमारभे। ओम ज्ञानाधीनो मोक्षः. So we recognize the pursuit of moksha as a legitimate pursuit, as a purushartha. And for anything to be recognized as purushartha, it should have these two aspects or either of these two aspects. One is sukha prapti, the other one is dukkha nivritti. So when you desire something, whatever that one is desiring should have either of these two aspects. So let us say, so only then it becomes a desire, otherwise it wouldn't become a desire. Even when you desire to take some medicine which is bitter in taste, so you are not desiring the medicine so because you enjoy taking the bitter medicine. Okay. It is because you see it as a means for dukkha nivritti. That by taking this medicine, the sickness or illness which is there will be mitigated. And therefore, it is consumed not for pleasure, not for any sukham, but for dukkha nivritti. Similarly, for anything to be desired, we require either it should have both the aspects, sukha prapti or dukkha nivritti. It should have the potential to deliver sukham or to mitigate dukkham, eradicate dukkham. Now the question that is raised is, sir, you are saying that for moksha siddhi, in order for moksha purushartha, moksha is a purushartha because it has got both the aspects. And it is the parama purushartha, which means the sukham also is param over here. And the dukkha nivritti is also atyantika dukkha nivritti. Absolute. Parama sukham means the sukham has no limitation. Under every circumstances, whether the body is there or the body is not there, and even if the body is there, whether it is in a healthy condition or it is in the most despicable condition, whatever condition it may be, or the circumstances around you are dire, or they are conducive. It does not matter. None of these conditions, even if all the three worlds were in the state of dissolution, प्रलय भी हो जाए, फिर भी यहाँ दुख का लवलेश नहीं होगा अथवा सुख में कमी भेसी नहीं होगी. That's why the sukham that we are talking about in as the moksha purushartha is parama sukham, and dukkha nivritti is atyantika dukkha nivritti. That's why moksha, because it has got not just one aspect, it has got both the aspects and to its fullest. That's why moksha is parama purushartha. Well, sir, we understand moksha is parama purushartha. And you are saying that by knowing tvam padartha and tat padartha, it will take place. We are asking, in knowing tat padartha or tvam padartha, now you understand pada, padartha. Pada is the word, padartha is the object of that word. So, so by knowing that padartha, tvam padartha, tat padartha, now this is how Mayopadhika Chaitanyam is called as Ishvara, the Tat Padartha. And Avidyopadhika Chaitanyam is this Tvam Padartha. But by knowing this, how the Sukha Prapti takes place or Dukkha Nivritti takes place? There is Chaitanyam, which is Mayopadhika Chaitanyam. That happens to be the Jagat Karanam. Okay, fine. And then there is Chaitanyam, which is the consciousness, which is Avidyopadhika Chaitanyam. Okay, by knowing this, sir, what Sukha Prapti, what Dukkha Nivritti are you talking? And that is the reason why some people do not understand this link. And hence they have this thing that, well, sir, you're all that you're talking about is good. It seems to be also very nice. It is well reasoned out. But sir, the basic link is missing. And that is, it doesn't seem to be practical. People have this kind of an objection. They have this objection. It doesn't address our problems. A few days back, I had this gentleman who came out very ferociously and said that, well, whatever it may be, but nothing of this, we are facing problem with our children and things like that, and nothing of that. You don't talk about that, sir. We are talking not about anything else. This is moksha. But we do not see how this knowing tat padartha, tvam padartha is going to help. How we don't see an element of this purusharthatva in it. So the Purva Paksha over here has raised this basic question, and he says, since knowing tat padartha or tvam padartha, both these padarthas have neither this element of dukkha nivritti or sukha prapti, then how should it be considered to be purushartha or even purushartha sadhanam? How can that be considered as purushartha or purushartha sadhanam? To which now the teacher has already given the reply, which we have seen, and he said, mokshasya vakyartha jnanathinatvam. What is it? Mokshasya vakyartha jnanathinatvam. Adhina means is dependent. Dependent moksha, purushartha, is dependent on what? Dependent on the knowledge generated by the vakyam. Is dependent on the knowledge. But what kind of knowledge is this? Knowledge which is generated by the vakyam. And now precisely we are talking about mahavakyam only. Well, that's fine. But you still are not giving us an explanation that how knowing tat padartha and tvam padartha is purushartha sadhanam. So he says, vakyartha jnanasya padartha jnanathinatvam. Vakyartha jnanasya padartha jnanathinatvam. Now, this, unless and until this sequence is very, very clearly seated in our intelligence, reason, how it will not be. Otherwise, this gap will always remain. The gap between cup and the lips will always be there. This is all good, but it is not practical, and something like that. You will always have some sort of cribbing like this. Vakyartha jnanasya padartha jnanat tattvam. The knowledge generated by the vakyam, by the sentence, is dependent on knowing the objects meant by those words, because the words are the constituents of the sentence. The sentence is composed of these words, and unless and until knowing the words is one thing. Knowing the object meant by the words are not the objects. So words are simply indicating the object. Is the word the object? If the word is the object, then by my saying Agni, my tongue should be burnt, because Agni means fire. And if word is the object, then my tongue should have got burnt. So there is pada and there is padarth. Two things. So vakyartha jnanas, that's why pada jnanam nahi, padartha jnanam. Remember this. What are we talking about? Padartha jnanam. And can the padartha jnanam take place without the pada? Knowing basically is then dependent on these words. So words and the object of the words, knowing the objects meant by the words is important, because the sentence otherwise will not carry any meaning. It will be only just different sounds. So vakyartha jnanasya padartha jnanathinatvam. Adhinatvam. Kasya. Understand what is adhinam. Moksha is adhinam. Moksha is dependent on what? Vakyartha jnanam. Vakyartha jnanam is dependent on padartha jnanam. Padartha jnanam is dependent on vichar. Vicharadhinatvam. Tasyasti. Ataha padartha jnanasyapi purusharthatvam asti. And therefore, this vichara, the vichara which is done for the sake of padartha jnanam, is also having, it does have the element of purushartha as the sadhanam for purushartha. Okay, so purusharthatvam asti. Fine, sir. Now, when you are going to talk about moksha, and all the darshankaras agree that moksha is nitya, and that moksha means the dukkha purnataha dukkha nivritti, and sukha prapti is also there. And it is not just like, you eating something that pleases you. Oh no, there is sukha prapti, etc. But how is that? That sukham is not nityam. We know that. Say suppose something that you relish very much, and perhaps maybe you are even hungry. So something that you truly relish, and you are also hungry. Now there is double reason for you to enjoy that what is being brought to you on the table. But say suppose, as you are about to eat that food, or as you're eating, a phone call comes breaking some bad news, maybe sad news or some loss or something like that. Now, that even though you are forced to eat, because you cannot just break that news on the table since everybody is also taking food. You don't want to do that. But now you just tell me that though you are sitting on the table, you are hungry, and then the food that you like is also there, right, looking at you, and then would you still enjoy? Would that become an enjoyable moment? No, no. So we know that, all these things are anityam. The sukham over there is anityam. So moksha is nitya sukham, is what is, or even purnataha dukkha nivritti is what is agreed upon by every darshankara, all the darshanas, except for this, except for the charvakas who have to say that moksha is nothing but the the demise of this body is called as moksha. Whether they are Jainas, Buddhas, or all the six Astika darshanas, they have one common thing to say, that there is moksha. These people, the Charvakas, don't consider anything as moksha other than just death of the body. So keeping that paksha on one side, because they say that, all this come, maybe your sickness, maybe the nagging of your wife, maybe something of the other in this world, will all be not there. In fact, you will not be there. And that's why there is nothing, no dukkham over there. And that's why they say that, when the body dies, that itself is called as moksha. But about all the darshanas, nobody says anything like this, that with death of the body, moksha takes place. No. But though all of them agree on this basic definition of moksha, yet each one of them has a different idea. Some of them are going to say, well, when all the impurity of the mind is washed away, then you become light, and then light in the sense lighter and lighter, halke hote hain, and then you rise up and up and up like some balloon going up. and and as a result, this kaivalyam, their kaivalyam means they go and sit on in some place where the rest of the mukta atmas are seated. So, and over there. And then there are these other Pauranikas, etc., who have to say no, attainment of some Vaikuntha loka, Kailasa loka, etc., is then where you are in constant seva of your chosen beloved deity, Ishtadevata, over there. Then they say that itself is mukti. And that, you go to Sri Krishna's world where Sri Krishna is seated, and then whatever you are supposed to, you like to serve him by making garlands, or giving food, or washing his feet, or fanning him, so on and so forth. So you tell us, what exactly do you mean by moksha? And you as a Vedanti, you are saying Ajnana Nivritti or Brahma Bhava is moksha. So this Purva Paksha says neither of these two things are possible. Ajnana Nivritti cannot be considered as moksha. Ajnana Nivritti means removal of, eradication of ignorance. Going away of ignorance also cannot be considered as moksha. So why that is there? Why are you saying this? He says, because there is Brahman and then there is Ajnana Nivritti. So there are these two things. Moksha, the Ajnana Brahma and Ajnana Nivritti. By this, you will be going against your own tenet. What is your tenet? You are saying Brahma is Advaitam. There is no duality. And now, in your case, of moksha also there seems to be duality. One is Brahman, and then other one is this ajnana nivritti, which is sitting over there. And therefore there will be advaita shruti virodha. By that virtue, what will be there? The duality will come in. And you are saying in moksha there is, what is there? Only advaitam. But what moksha? There is dvaitam. One, that moksha which you are considering as ajnana nivritti is one element, and Brahman is yet another. And therefore this duality prasakta ho jayegi, will come and sit on your head again. And what will be the other dosha? Dvaita prasakti is one thing. The other dosha means the defect would be advaita shruti virodha. This is very important. Advaita shruti virodha. Shruti virodha means don't consider some sort of a papa or something. It simply means you will be going against the pramanam. So if something is apramanikam, if it is an invalid knowledge, it is not knowledge, it could be your fancy. But fancy does not mean that it is something factual. Okay? Something that is factual. So Advaita. So Shruti Virodha. What kind of Shruti Virodha will take place? Advaita Shruti Virodha will take place. The Shruti where it says Brahman is Advaitam. Sadeva somya idam agrasir ekameva advitiyam. Now that advitiyatva, ekatva Brahman will be not challenged, will be ignored. And if you are going to ignore something which is pramana siddham, then might as well you can say still a fantastic idea. What is moksha? Riding an unicorn is moksha. You can have your these fancies, whims and fancies, keep them with you. We are not interested. That's why the Shruti Virodha means Pramana Virodha is a major dosha, is really a defect. Don't take that. So Advaita Shruti Virodha will take place. Then he says, sir, who is saying this? Purva Paksha only. Purva Paksha comes and says that if you consider that Advaita Shruti Virodha is only saying what? That there is no bhava padartha. Ajnana nivritti is what? Absence of avidya, ajnanam. So it is abhava vastu. It is abhava. It is abhava. You're talking about absence. Presence of something is denied by Advaita Shruti. That there is nothing other than Brahman. It is Bhavadvaita. So that if it is Bhavadvaita, it is not in opposition to the idea that Ajnana Nivritti, which is absence of Ajnanam, also can stay over there. You have no reason to say limit the meaning of Advaitam only as Bhavadvaitam. Got it? What is Bhavadvaitam means? Bhavana se kiya hua Advait nahi. Bhava padarthasya abhavaha. Bhava padartha, that bhava, there is no bhava padartha. But abhava can remain, na? So our abhava is of avidya. So let that remain. So where is the virodha to the Advaita Shruti? He says, no, you cannot limit. There is no reason, there is no justified reason to limit the meaning of the word Advaita as Bhavadvaita. Okay, there is no reason. So negating anything which is of the nature of absence is not there. So let that be. He says you cannot say something like that because there is no reason to limit the meaning to bhava padarthas only. Besides this, Besides this, there is another dosha, and that is anything other than Brahman is considered to be mithya. You only are going to say that anything other than Brahman is mithya. Even if there is your avidya nivritti, it is still going to be something other than Brahman, and by that virtue, that will become mithya. So, what will be the status of your moksha? It is mithya, false. And that is the reason why avidya nivritti cannot be accepted as moksha. Why are you talking about avidya nivritti? Because by knowledge, what happens? By knowledge, when knowledge takes place, the only thing that happens is ignorance is removed, eradication of ignorance. That is all what knowledge does. Knowledge does nothing else. And that's why when you are saying that moksha is jnana sadhyam or jnanadhinam, it means you are only talking, in your definition, moksha could mean what? Avidya nivritti. If it is avidya nivritti, then there is advaita shruti virodha. And the other defect would be your moksha will become mithya. By that virtue, it will become anityam. It will not remain moksha. It will be as good as you eating some piece of pizza. So therefore, not that. Now let us continue. Even if you are going to say that, well, sir, according to us, moksha means Brahma bhava, attainment of Brahman. What is moksha? Attainment of Brahman, Brahma bhava. Attainment of Brahman. So he says, this is also becoming Brahman. Okay, that will be attainment. It will be clear to you if I say becoming Brahman. So there is a point where you are not Brahman, and then there will be a point where you have become Brahman, and the point from where you have become Brahman, we will consider that as moksha. What have you become? Brahman. What is that? Moksha. He says, even that also is not possible. Because now becoming means something is generated, something is created. What have you become? Brahman. So in frame of time, you have now become Brahman. Brahmavastu is not something which is born in time, is timeless. And therefore what will happen? Because that means that moksha is an accomplishment, something which is generated, something which is created, something which is attained. And Brahma is not something which is created, generated, made. Therefore, moksha is an accomplishment. Brahman is not accomplishment. Therefore, you cannot say you have becoming Brahman is moksha. So both the options, what are both the options? According to you, what exactly is moksha? Avidya nivritti or attainment of Brahman? Both of them are not possible, and therefore, the moksha which you are considering as jnanadhino moksha, such tall claims have no place. Okay? To which the Siddhanti replies, avidya nivrittir eva moksha. We consider nivritti, eradication of avidya only as moksha, nothing else. The avidya nivrittir eva moksha. Eva moksha. Hmm. Sir, did we not just tell you that avidya nivritti cannot be? He says, no, there will be neither the Advaita Shruti Virodha, Dvaitapatti will also not be there, and Mokshasya Nityatvam, all the three doshas which you have counted over there, all the three doshas are also are not possible. Why? Because in one line, and you remember this, Sacha, Sa means that. What that? Avidya nivritti adhisthana brahmaswarupa eva. How is this avidya nivritti? Is adhisthana brahmaswarupa eva. So that nivritti is in form of absence, is not it? No more there. Avidya is absent. And that absence is nothing other than its substratum. Let's understand this a little bit. This is a synopsis. We are not getting into the what do they call, the intricacies of this discussion. We are just sweeping over what we have already done. Sachadhisthana swarupa eva. Keep this line with you. Why? Let us say there is ghata, a pot. Where is the pot? Bhutale, on the ground, on the bhutala. Bhutale ghatosti. Where is the ghata? On the bhutala, on the floor, on the ground. Okay. Now remove the pot. What is there? Ghata bhava. Now we are going to ask you a question. There is ghata bhava. But that ghata bhava, the absence of that pot, is nothing other than just the floor. Other than bhutala, is there anything like ghata bhava? What is there is just the floor. Adhishthanam means the substratum, the location where it is. Where is adhikaranam? Now this is the adhikaranam. Means the location where that object is. Where is the ghata? Bhutale. The ghata is gone, whether broken, taken away, whatever. So there is ghata bhava. Now that ghata bhava is what? Is there anything other than the bhutala? Other than the adhikarana? So that abhava is nothing other than adhikaranam, nothing other than the adhishthana. And therefore, this avidya nivritti is what is the adhishthana, what is the adhikaranam? Is Brahman. So nothing other than Brahman, and therefore there will not be any dvaitapatti. There is no possibility even of advaita shruti virodha. And by that virtue that you were saying that it will become nitya and anityam, and it will no longer be called as moksha, such apatti will not be there. These objections cannot be there. Anirmoksha prasanga will also not take place. So how many doshas now you can see in this? First of all, advaita shruti virodha. Okay. Then the second one was dvaitapatti. The third one was mokshasya anityatvam. And by saying moksha is anityam, anirmoksha prasanga. All the four doshas are not there. Why? Just in one line. Sa cha, she. She means who? Avidya nivritti. Nivritti is strilinga, na? So, sa cha adhisthana brahma swarupa eva. And therefore, avidya nivritti reva moksha. Now let us look at it, how the teacher has given. Kalpita pratiyogika bhavasya adhisthana vyatirekena durnirukyatvat. Then the second thing is mokshasya sadhyatvam nama. Even when you are saying moksha is sadhyam, moksha is an accomplishment. Moksha is an accomplishment. By that accomplishment, attainment, we do not mean that it is, but that sadhyatvam. Sadhyam means something which is accomplished. It is an end which is accomplished through the means. So sadhyam and sadhanam, those two words, right? We have. When you want to cross the river, what is the sadhanam? Nauka. There's boat, little raft is your sadhanam. What is sadhyam? What is sadhyam? Crossing the river. So there is sadhanam and there is sadhyam. So when you, even when you see moksha as sadhyam, it does not mean janyatvam. It does not mean janyatvam, that it is something generated. Then what do you mean by sadhyatvam? Kintu abhivyakti matram. What is that? What does sadhyatvam over here mean? Sadhyatvam definitely does not mean janyatvam in this case. What does it mean? Abhivyakti matram. Why, sir, you are rejecting janyatvam? The janyatvam would mean even becoming, accomplishing, attaining, getting, acquiring. Nothing of this is meant by the word sadhyatvam, because it is not janyatvam. Because getting is also, you did not have it, now you have got it. So it is born at a particular point in time, so it is generated. Acquiring, you had not acquired it, so it is acquired now. Attaining, it was not acquired, it is attained now. Becoming, you were not that and you have become that. So it is, all these words have some significance of time in it, which means was not, is there, generated. So it is janyatvam. So it could mean janyatvam, but we are rejecting the meaning of sadhyam as janyatvam, as janyam. Why are you doing that? Because Brahma bhavasya anadi siddhatvena, because Brahman is, that isness of Brahman is anadi siddhatvena, it is timelessly, not something which is born in time or anything, is there. In fact, time is born in Brahman, in consciousness, in awareness. So over there, anadi siddhatvena, you cannot have an explanation, a reasoning to say that sadhyatvam means janyatvam. Why? What is the reason? Brahma bhavasya anadi siddhatvena. Okay? Now, so therefore, because all these meanings are not applicable to the word sadhyatvam, moksha. Moksha is sadhyam. So sadhyam does not mean janyatvam. Then what would it mean? Abhivyakti matram. It means only abhivyakti. I'm going to retain this word abhivyakti only. I'm not going to replace it with manifestation and expression or anything. And just keep that word with you, because it will give more clarity. So abhivyakti matram. So now what is your next question going to be? We will keep that word, but what that abhivyakti means? What does that abhivyakti means? Nah? Abhivyakti nama jnanena brahmatiraskaraha. What is abhivyakti? Jnanena brahmatiraskaraha. क्या है सरिता, कुछ पूछ रही हो?
नहीं स्वामी जी, just repeating it. Yes.
Okay, good. So abhivyakti nama jnanena brahmatiraskaraha. That it simply means negating or falsifying which was due to misunderstanding. Brahmatiraskar, delusion, wrong understanding. Brahmasantiraskara. For example, now just take this, that even when you see the blue sky, how much importance do you give to the blueness of the sky? Can you, if you want to paint your walls green, do you run to your terrace to collect blue color from the sky? No, because you know that space does not have any color. Space does not have any color. So what is this blueness of the sky? It is only an illusion, delusion. So now the knowledge that sky does not have any color, and though you are seeing the sky as blue, yet the knowledge that there is no color to the sky or space, what ability or what thing does it give you? It gives you this power to disregard, devalue even this experience that space or sky is blue. Tiraskara, ignoring it. दिखता है, ठीक है, तो है नहीं लेकिन. So like that, brahmatiraskaraha, abhivyakti nama jnanena brahmatiraskaraha. One meaning. Another one is akhande karasananda ananda spurtihi. It is the awareness of this joy, uncreated, partless, limitless, and homogeneous. Akhanda ekarasananda spurtihi abhivyakti nama. These are both the things are acceptable. That it means brahmatiraskaraha. So nothing new is created, generated, attained, even when we are saying moksha is sadhyam. Why? Because it means abhivyakti, only expressing what is truly there. And how is it expressing? Because now the Brahma is gone away. Okay? Tasmat, therefore, jnanasya moksha sadhanatvam upapannam. Now, therefore, knowledge is the means to moksha, is established, is logically reasoned and established, upapannam, reasoned out. What kind of knowledge? Vakyartha jnana. Vakyartha jnanam is again dependent on padartha jnanam. Padartha jnanam is dependent on vicharaha, on you analyzing, understanding something properly. So now he says, sir, even if the knowledge takes place, How is it that samsara is still experienced? And if so somebody has knowledge now, Atma is Brahman. Okay, Atma is Brahman, he knows. And yet he is able to see the samsara. So according to some people, that no sooner this realization takes place, this person now becomes oblivious. Usko kuch dikhta hi nahi hai. Who is a man, who is a woman, whether it is a bird or anything, he does not say, मुझे कुछ नहीं दिखता, सब ब्रह्म ही दिख रहा. ऐसे नहीं. He still sees because he is interacting with the world. If the disciple is asking a question, he is also able to reply appropriately. So which means that he still sees the world. The samsara is still seen. And if the samsara is seen, that means even that, the limitations and dukkha and misery brought by the world is also there. मच्छर दिखता है तो मच्छर का इरिटेशन होगा कि नहीं? होगा भाई. तो samsara is seen. And if samsara is seen in spite of the knowledge, which means the knowledge has yet not made him free, and therefore you cannot say knowledge is the means to moksha. You say. Therefore, now he is going to suggest you how moksha should be attained. So he has agreed on that point, that knowledge is what will give moksha. But not this kind of knowledge that you are just talking, that jnana ho gaya, moksha ho gaya. Aise nahi. Kaise hoga? He has his own idea to deliver. What does he say? Therefore, one must keep on doing Brahma Dhyanam. Meditation on Brahman should be done along with the karma. Keep on doing your karma, satkarma. Keep on doing your satkarma, and along with it, every morning, evening, afternoon, thrice a day, 1 hour, do Brahma Dhyanam. Till when? Till the end of your life. And by the virtue of the punya done from the satkarma, the righteous actions, and the meditations that you have done throughout the life, now, when the body perishes, when it falls, when you die, moksha will be attained. Okay? So it is a combined result of karma and upasana. Okay? That is what he is saying. What is moksha, therefore? It is so if knowledge, if in this paksha he does not take knowledge as taken place, moksha. If whenever the knowledge happens, moksha takes place. This is not what he says. No. Karma and upasana together will become the cause of moksha. So he says, therefore, keep doing this dhyanam. Dhyanam means upasana. And also in life, live righteously. Dharma se. By living righteously, you will not accumulate any papa karma. And by that righteous living itself, the purva pap, sanchita pap, will also be slowly exhausted. As a result, there is no papa. Now, as a result of this punya karma, there is only punya, and that is because of that upasana which you have done, the dhyana, Brahma Dhyanam which you have done, after this body perishes, now there will be moksha. So what is moksha according to him? The result of karma and upasana. Okay? Keep on doing that. Or else, he gives you one more suggestion. That moksha will be attained through prasankhyanam. Through what? Prasankhyanam. Does anybody remember what is prasankhyanam?
Repetition, Swamiji.
Huh?
Repetition. Shabda yukti pratyanam abruti. It is written, Swamiji.
Written only. You're looking into the lines of the book.
Yes, Swamiji, I saw it.
Oh. याद था क्या?
नहीं स्वामीजी, याद नहीं था.
Okay. ठीक है. What is prasankhyanam? Prasankhyanam means avritti. Avritti, repetition. Something which is done over again and again. Paunah punyena, punah punaha, paunah punyena. Doing it again and again. Avritti. Like how we do Ganapatiya Sarvashishas Avritti. On Chaturthi, etc., people do this 21 times, Avritti, then Rudri, Avritti. Okay, the Avritti, repeating it. So, Prasankhana means it is Avritti basically, but Avritti of what? Shabda, Yukti, Pratyayanam, Avritti. Okay. What is the Shabda? Tattvanusandhanam. So do the japa. Tattvanusandhanam or aham brahmasmi, yukti. The other day, I was talking to someone, and this a great man had to say, kuch nahi, stop thinking. Just stop thinking. Your mind is clattering. And so what is this? Just stop thinking. Sab tap. And slowly, then the mind will learn how to keep quiet. And this quietude of the mind then is moksha. Don't think. Don't think. Some days ago, there was this debate, and it had become quite popular on our, this phone, or what do they call it, YouTube, etc., between a spiritual leader and what do they call, an intellectual. So this intellectual had a major objection. He said, the number of various teachers that are spiritualists that I have met, all of them have one thing in common to say, and they say, stop thinking, stop thinking. Which means is not equivalent to depriving a human being of what is most valuable in life to him. If Newton would not have a thought of why does the apple fall down, do you think physics would have had progress, science would have had made any breakthrough? Is not every achievement a result of thinking? Then when you say stop thinking, is it not against something that is most valuable in life? It's a valid point. You may be spiritual, and if your spirituality means deprive yourself of that what is most valuable, then we are not ready to take the spirituality. And it's quite justified. But prasankhyanam does not mean stop thinking. Prasankhyanam simply means shabda yukti pratyayanam avrittihi. aham brahma. These are the shabd. This is the shabda. Tasya yukti. Why? How can this Atma be Brahman? Yukti. And pratyaya, which means that there is this pratyaya, the vritti, which is in form of experience, aham brahma iti. And repetition of it till the end of life is prasankhyanam. So doing it continuously is prasankhyanam. Earlier thing was karma plus upasana. Now this is not just karma plus upasana, it is only prasankhyanam. Okay? In that upasana, it is solely based on shraddha, the upasana. It is based on shraddha. Over here, this is not simply shraddha. This is shabda, yukti, inference, logical derivation, and also pratyaya. Okay? And in that dhyanam is, though I am not Brahman, but I am thinking I am Brahman. Like in Upasana, what happens is, you understand this. There is a difference between Upasana and Brahma. Okay? Brahma means, though it is a rope, yet it is seen as snake. So knowing the rope as snake, as that object is not, is Brahma. But then you are given Shalagrama, this this goli from Gandaki river, a stone, roundish stone from the Gandaki river. And it is told, now this is Vishnu, and now do the Vishnu Buddhi and do the Puja Upasana of that. This is a stone, but what are you calling it as? Vishnu. Is it Vishnu? Whether it is the Vaikunthavasi Vishnu or Vishnu means Jagat Karanam Vishnu. So is this goli, is this ball the cause of this world? Has the whole world emerged out of this little ball coming from Gandaki river? From the Shalagrama Shila? No. So you know that this is not Vishnu, but I am considering it as Vishnu and doing it. So you're calling the stone as Vishnu and worshipping it. Is not it? Is it not similar to calling the rope as snake? So calling the rope as snake means calling something that what it is not, seeing something that what it is not. So when this is not Vishnu and yet you call it as Vishnu, then would it not be Brahma? No. For the Brahma to take place, ignorance is required. Because you did not know it is a rope, it is understood as snake. Over here, not that you do not know this is Shalagram. You know it is Shalagrama Shila, and yet you call it as Vishnu. So which means it is something that Vishnutvam is superimposed, but by the virtue that it is told by the Shastra. So you do it. So there is this Upasana. So in Upasana, Shraddha is a major factor. Similarly, that Brahma Dhyana means, though I am a jiva, I am an experiencer, I am a doer, yet I have to do the bhavana that I am Brahman. So that is Brahma Dhyana. He is doing with karma and upasana. That was the first suggestion. So karma and upasana together will take you to moksha. And why has this all come? Because in spite of the knowledge, samsara is still experienced, and therefore knowledge cannot be considered to be the moksha sadhanam, is the root from where these suggestions are coming from Purva Paksha. Are you getting that whole thing? So now, what suggestions has he given? Two. Either consider karma and upasana as moksha sadhanam, or prasankhyanam as moksha sadhanam. Why not knowledge? Because though knowledge takes place, samsara is still experienced, and that's why knowledge is not moksha sadhanam. Okay? With this Purva Paksha, now the Siddhanti, there is yet one more thing, which Ekapakshi Vedanti Paksha will come as Purva Paksha. We will see that tomorrow. And the simple reply, which clean bold all the objections raised by the Purva Paksha. Let's see that when we meet next. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Mahadev. Thank you all. Thank you.